song called Push the Button from breakdancing era. You probably don't remember it, but were you a breakdancer?
I've been around a while.
Oh, get off of yourself. Get off of yourself. Right. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we are... I think we're live. We're live. Thank you, Facebook, for little or no notice that we are going live. I really appreciate that. I'm joined today by Ali Bagley of Ali Bagley Coaching. ABC. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Honestly, this lady, she chose the right name. Ali, thank you for joining us today. Before we start, we have to do a pose. We have to do a pose for the Facebook algorithm. So after 3, I want you to do your best pose. 1, 2, 3. That's a really good pose. Oh, bless. You were made for this. You were made for the stage.
There you go.
Fantastic. Right. Hey, let me just get this up and running. Good morning, Alison Cotton. Thank you for joining us, honey.
Hi, Alison.
So if you're tuning in on the replay, guys, I'm with Ali Bagley of Ali Bagley Coaching. She helps writers overcome, overwhelm, and move forward. I'm not going to steal her thunder. Let's dive straight in, Ali, because I know you're really busy. So let's get started. So, Ali, can you tell the watchers, the people watching, what you do for a business?
Okay, it's sort of multifaceted, but I am essentially at the base of it all a life coach, helping people overcome obstacles to move forward to achieving their best life. That's the basis of it. But I specialize as a writer's coach. Ooh. So I work with people to write books, to develop workshops, to write blogs, to create content for posting on LinkedIn, Facebook, and everywhere else. So either on a one-to-one basis, where you come along and I don't just show you how to do it. The program is about, yes, going from concept to published all the way through with all the practical steps, but it's the emotional support. Because when you're writing, you know, there's different issues. At the beginning, when you're trying to get started, that's usually procrastination we have to deal with and limiting beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the middle bit where you're getting a bit bogged down in it all, and you need somebody then to review what you've done, support you through it, push you forward. And the end bit, which is the dealing with the fear of success. Oh. What's going to happen when that book is published and things start happening? How are you going to deal with that? And that's something a lot of people don't think about.
That's fantastic. You described several of my journeys in deep. and you're right. I think I mean, I create courses myself, and most certainly that middle part where it's like, oh my god, I've got to do another 30 videos and I haven't written the content yet, and I've got to do all these. It can be a massive rock which stops you, and then that bit at the end where you think, well, what about if I sell 1,000? I have to move house. I have to get a new car. I have to take a holiday.
Very, very scary. Very scary. But I can help you deal with that and share the load if you get too much money.
And do you get a little bit kind of like sharp with your clients? Do you kind of like do you cajole them, or do you say get it done?
I have 2 approaches. And these are actually the titles of the 2 books I'm writing now. One of them is Mother's Love and Apple Pie.
Oh,
so Mother's Love and Apple Pie is looking after you and taking care of you and making you happy and safe and warm and lovely.
Oh, I like that. That's
and
nice.
The other one is Stop Clucking and Lay the Damn Egg, which is I'm going to kick you up the butt now because you're spending too much time being warm and comfy and safe, and now we have to take a leap.
Oh, Ali, I was just about to give you my check, but now you've said about the laying eggs and stuff. It's like, oh, you sound like a bit of a tyrant on the slice.
What it is, everybody is an individual, and absolutely. Everybody needs different things. So what I do is I get under your skin and I find out what it is that you need, what works best for you, and then I help you in the way that's going to work for you. Because if you go too much with a script or a process that doesn't work. You have to really get to know somebody and work properly with them. So my whole approach you know, it's named for the packages of business that I sell.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that approach is a mixture of everything to help people.
So you bespoke your offering to whoever is in front of you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is
So
the best
who's in
way.
front of me, to what they want, when they want to achieve it by, whether they are a person who wants to do 2 intensive days, or whether they want 2 hours once a week, or they just want to check in once a month to get a feedback on what they're doing. But I've been through it all, through all of it, so I understand it. So I've got 3 books published myself.
Wow.
So I'm going to flash them at you now. So
Yeah, do it. Do some flashing, girl.
So as well as being a writer's coach, I'm a coach's coach. So I've got this, which is the Coaches Resource Directory.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So this is for new coaches, really, so that you can go through. You can get this in ebook or paper book on Amazon.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
And it just gives you all the things that you need as you're going through a session with somebody.
Oh my
So
God,
although
that's amazing.
I said, don't process it.
Please put that link in the comments when we finished.
It'll be in there. It'll be in there. The other one is for small business owners and coaches, which is Nailing Your Niche.
Oh bloody hell! Is that your forest? Is that your forest?
No, that's my canal walk. That's where I walk along the canal with the dog. So in here, this is a practical workbook, really, that you work through to drill down from your ideal client in relation to what you're selling, what your business is, and it ultimately ends up with a mission statement and a niche for your business. So that hones it all down. And then, just because I like to keep busy, I've written a children's book, which came out on Amazon 2 days ago. This is a mock-up because the copies aren't ready yet. But
that's fantastic.
Yeah, this is what will Charlie and Teddy do today, because although my business is coaching, my passion is writing and reading, particularly from birth onwards, because I believe if you can read, you can go anywhere in this world or any other.
Hallelujah, girl. I'm here.
You can travel. And the bonds that a parent will create with their child through reading is very, very special.
Yeah.
So I have a Facebook group called Comfort Corner with Ali. Non-business. It's all about stories. So once a week I record a live storytelling. So kids can watch that with their parents. And it just encourages people to get into the world of sharing. My new website, Comfort Corner with Ali, is coming up soon. That's going to detail all the stuff about writing and everything else that you need to know.
Fantastic.
I am so devoted. I'm very busy. I also work on an international coaching platform called MA, which is Listening, Mapping and Managing Emotions, EMME. And I have 2 courses on there that are going live January, February time. One of them is for coaches, building a solid business foundation and resilience to keep going. And the other one is specifically for teachers, educators and parents to develop emotional maturity in children through stories and games.
Good grief, Ali! How do you balance all of these balls that you're juggling in the air at the moment?
I'll tell you how I do it. I love it. I love it. It's
that comes across. I'm just wondering, how do you manufacture more hours in the day?
I think I'm pretty prolific, but I work hard. I work hard. I work a lot of hours. But it was very important to me to build a really solid foundation for my business. And that as much as I love coaching, unless you're Tony Robbins or somebody, you're never going to make a huge living out of it, or even a living to pay the bills sometimes.
What? We need to have a talk, girl. We need to have a talk. I will definitely disagree with you on that. We'll have a talk off air.
Anyway, I wanted to have lots of
things. And you know something, there's nothing wrong with that, because what you're not doing is you're not relying on one source or form of income. You're allowing your creativity to put knowledge out into the world And if somebody wants that knowledge, potentially they can pay for it. And
Exactly.
you know something?
Exactly.
Hallelujah, I'm on your page.
Exactly.
I suppose you've had a lot of inspirations around the businesses that you've started, but if there was one kind of catalyst, one inspiration, one thing that happened, you know, what was that one inspirational moment that made you say, because you've not always had your own business, I'm assuming that you worked for somebody once.
No.
What was the one catalyst that made you say, right, enough is enough is enough?
I love it. What happened was, I've always wanted to do this. I've always written, I've always coached in the corporate life I was in before. I've always coached and mentored all the way through that. And many years ago, you'll be surprised to learn, I was a Weight Watchers coach.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of how, you know, the mind that created the problem can't solve it.
You look fabulous.
Yeah, of course I'm fabulous. but I loved that. I loved being with that group of people and inspiring them every week to go and make their lives better.
Yeah.
So in February, I had a shoulder problem, so I had a couple of months off work with that, which I hate. I hated having any time off work, drove me mad. And when I went to go back to work, they furloughed me because of COVID and everything else, which is fine. But
thank you, company.
Oh no, it's great, because I ended up having 3 months of not full pay, 80% pay.
Yeah.
But to really think about what I wanted to do, and this is what I'd suggest to anybody who wants to start a business. Really examine what it is you love doing, because running your own business is hard. And if you don't love what you're doing, if you're just in it for the money or fame or whatever it is, it's never going to work, because you're going to give up. It's going to get too hard. You have to love what you're doing. So I really did some self-analysis. I actually got a coach myself to help me talk it through, because you need it. All coaches need coaches. Everybody, I think, when you have any kind of situation or problem, it's really good to talk to somebody, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And somebody who's disassociated from you, won't judge you, and is going to make that space for you. So I did that, and through all of that soul searching, really, I realized that I wanted to get back into writing and I wanted to coach, but I have to do everything brilliantly or not at all.
Oh, you're a perfectionist.
Not a perfectionist, but I'm a hard taskmaster, and I have high standards.
I know all about your sort, love.
Yeah,
I know all about you, perfectionist. I've got a fair few friends. I've got a perfectionist who should actually be a pop star, #1 pop star now, but isn't, because he never released anything he created. I've got another perfectionist friend who should be a world-renowned artist, but isn't, because he never likes anything that he does, even though it's better than 99% of what anyone else could do. I'm
not that bad. I chuck it out there. I do chuck it out there. But my point is that I knew that if I was going to be a coach, I had to be a good coach, because I was responsible for people's lives and well-being running that business. So I got proper professional help and invested quite a lot of money in getting myself the skills and everything up to date that I needed to do a good job. So that was
we're going to talk about that off air. What have been some of the challenges that you've had to overcome?
Well, let me just finish.
Oh, sorry.
On my inspiration.
Sorry.
At the end of the furlough, I decided that this is what I really wanted to do, but I had the security of my job. And then they said, we're making 2 of the 4 of you redundant. So I just went, thank you, give me the money, I'm off. And it was just like the heavens had all aligned. And I feel terrible for everybody suffering through COVID. I really do. But it's been amazing for me, because it has allowed me to do what I've always wanted to do. And when you finally get in a position where you're doing what you want to do, life just opens up. It is fabulous. So that was, the inspiration was always there. The opportunity came by being made redundant.
And I'm going to let you into a secret. Don't tell anybody. COVID was good for me as well. Okay. It's in terms of focus, in terms of grounding. You know, if every adult right now who's watching this thinks, before COVID, when was the last time? And forget holidays, because holidays don't count. Because holidays are like, oh, I'm here for a week and I've got to go back. When was the last time that you had a prolonged amount of time where you could actually sit and I'm going to say this word, even though some of you don't accept it, meditate.
Yeah.
Sit and dive into yourself and look at what's going on around you and read how you and try and understand how you reacted and look at the influence that other things have in your life and then measure what happens when you remove those things. Honestly, if people haven't done that and learned something about themselves, well, I don't know what they've been doing for the last 9 months.
I know, and that's what coaching does. Coaching guides you through that process. It's time 100% for you, bespoke to you, about what you need and what you want and how you're going to get there. And I just love the changes that it makes in people when I work with them. It's fabulous.
It is good, isn't it? It is. I suppose my mantra is all about same as yourself. I mean, I ain't got qualifications, but most certainly in terms of people being in a better place once I've finished with them. that is what it's all about. Whether it's long-term work, whether it's short-term work, it's about getting people up and off and on their path. So what have been some of the? I imagine there's been a fair few challenges, but what have been some of the challenges you've had to overcome for the business?
Initially, the challenge of, am I good enough? Can I do it?
Yeah.
Is anybody going to listen to me?
Yeah.
And all those limiting beliefs. So I dealt with those with coach, like I said.
Yeah.
Then the biggest challenge I have really is procrastination. When I get a bit scared of things or a bit worried about things, I go off and I do something else. And I've got so much on, I can't do that. And then when I leave things for too long, then I start panicking because I haven't done them, and then I get in that circle. So again, I've had to learn to deal with procrastination, actually getting started and doing the things that need doing. And I've found the best way for me to do it is make a list of everything I've got to do. Yeah. Which is simple, but do the crap stuff first. Get the painful stuff out of the way, because you're going to get a great sense of achievement from that. Will keep you motivated to go on and do the rest.
It's a fantastic thing to do. The thing is, I think, don't be so hard on yourself. We are human. Humans procrastinate. And I'd say to anybody, don't feel bad about sometimes not being able to make a decision or not getting started, because you're human.
Absolutely.
Give yourself a break. I do a similar thing in that I make a list, but then what I do is I number it 1, 2, or 3. 1 being stuff that has to get done that day, and you can't eat, drink, sleep until it's done. Number 2 is stuff that has to get done that week.
Yeah.
And then number 3 is stuff that can get done the week after. But what happens is I get so much done by doing that. I'm literally onto like next week's stuff by the end of the day, because like bam, bam, focus. So absolutely, guys, if you're listening to this, Ali has got some great tips to overcome procrastination. So
and a book coming soon.
And a book as well.
Called Stop Clucking.
Before Right, before we go any further, I want to go through some of the comments that we've got so far. So Alison Cotton says, I have finally found myself during these difficult times, my best year yet. Hallelujah. Alison, I hear you. I've watched you. I know that what you're saying there is absolutely spot on, and that's fantastic. Alison, again, I've started to do the hard stuff first as it gets easier. You see, everyone is getting that mindset of getting the hard stuff done first.
Exactly.
Diana Richards, COVID has been great to refocus and reset. It's been a positive for me too. This is fantastic. Diane said I had a great question. And how did you manage all of that? Thanks, Diana. You're my friend now. I'm gonna send you flowers. Maybe
she'll hold you to that. She's lovely, Diana.
Is she one of your friends?
She's one of my friends.
Oh, okay. I'll send you flowers. Right. So, where did your questions go? So, what advice would you give somebody who was crazy enough and wanted to start a business now? What advice would you give somebody who?
There are 4 key things that I think are really important. One of them is to do your research.
Yeah.
into what you want to do. So it's like I was saying before, really sit down and plan out what it is that you want to do, what you want to achieve, what your mission is. Really understand what your business is, why you want to do it, find your why, find your reason, and make sure it's something you love. Otherwise, it won't work.
That's a real hard one for a lot of people, because when you say, I mean, for a long time, I mean, I've been on the internet for years, and all of the gurus say, oh, do the thing you love, do the thing you love. And to be fair, I really struggled to find the thing I loved. What I did like doing was helping people.
Okay.
Which is what my business has become. But at the time, it was like, well, I suppose when you think of the thing you love, you always think of a product, or you think of reflexology, or you think of the things that, you know, it's the things you love can be a thing which makes you feel good.
Yeah. And specifically, I'm talking about that, you know, what is it that makes you want to get up out of bed in the morning?
Yeah.
What is it that inspires you? What is it that you're passionate about? I suppose it's the basis for it.
That's my answer to that. People.
There you go.
It's all about the people, mate.
Yeah, I think everyone in our kind of profession it is. And for me, it's because I spent years and years and years in depression, in anxiety. Oh, you wouldn't have recognized you 12 months ago.
Oh, bless.
I had an abusive first marriage, all sorts of stuff, horrible stuff that happened through my life. And I've learned so much from that. It's done, it's gone, but I've learned so much from it. What I would have really liked during all of those times was somebody to talk to who knew what I was going through, who could help me.
Yeah.
And so I've made myself that person.
Yeah.
That can now help the people that I was.
Yeah.
And that the satisfaction and joy that comes from that, not just for me, but for the people that I'm helping.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's the best type of way. I mean, within the group, I mean, I had a question recently about what were people's whys, what were people's kind of unique selling points, and I'd say 90% of them were running a business which they'd set up because they'd been through something themselves, and they wanted to ensure that others could either deal with it or cope with it. So, and it's the best way to be, because, like you said, there's no better feeling than someone moving forward because of you. It's like, oh, it's like having a multitude of children, isn't it? You've done well, and you've done well, and you've done well, and you've done all that.
But then, having said all of that, then you have to start not forgetting what that internal mission is. But if you're going to run a business, you've got to run a business.
Yeah.
So you have to plan.
Charge. You have to charge.
Yeah, something I'm not so good at. You have to plan. You have to have your strategy. You have to follow all of that and review and adapt. You also have to do your research into your market, define your niche, your ideal customer, and be very focused in your marketing in order to make that work. Yeah. And the fourth one, I would say, is get help. Don't be alone in your journey. Because whether it's just an accountability buddy to keep up with and have a chat with once a week to keep you motivated, or a coach to help guide you and work you through. And if you're a writer and you want to write a book, come to me, because that's what I do. A specialist to get your tech set up and running, like I've paid somebody to build my website, because I want my website to be the best website that there is, of course. But if you try and do it all yourself, if you think you can just find your way through by searching on YouTube and the internet and everywhere else, number one, you're going to get absolutely knackered because you're going to be working 24 hours a day. And number two, you're going to keep making mistakes. Whereas if you get help, you kind of get over that period.
I think, and I agree with you there. I think big problem for a lot of fledgling business owners when they first kind of start is, let's be honest, they don't really want to spend that much money. So when they're thinking of help, they're thinking, oh, I'm not going to spend that. And then, like you say, they'll go off and they'll bumble around and they'll get things wrong. And then they'll either get frustrated and give up, or they'll eventually say, I need help. But at that stage, they're kind of lost all confidence in what they're doing. So you know, and I don't think enough people make use of the resources online, the various groups. You know, we have this oracle, Ali. We have this oracle which wasn't around when we were kids. This oracle, you can ask him anything, and it will give you an answer. Might not always be true,
or what you need,
but 95% of the time, you will get the answer to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It amazes me how many people do not consult the oracle when they have a question. They go, "Oh, I don't know." Ask Google, guys.
Ask Google.
Knows everything.
Yeah, I live on Google.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We've had a few more comments coming. I tell you what, Diana Richards, your bloody number one fan, she is. Ali is a fantastic coach. Great books. Definitely one to get. Overwhelm is real. She's been there with depression. It really helped me to get a coach. Anyone can go. Oh, honestly, I like Diana Richards. What does she do?
She's a coach as well. I'm just trying to remember what empowerment coach. She's an empowerment coach.
Diana Richards, your spot on the interview couch has been reserved. Get in touch with me. We're going to be speaking live next year. Don't be shy. Yeah. Hi, Natasha Gordon. Hey, Tash. I'll see you in around about 45 minutes. Last question. So, Ali, and thank you so much for today. You've been really...
Oh, no worries. It's been great.
So informative. And the one thing that you've got so many corners to you, so many kind of edges and that. And I think this is another problem for business owners, is that some of them remain a mystery right up until the point that they actually are asked questions, because you know, people generally don't get a chance to speak about themselves. And I'm gonna ask you this now: how many times in the last 2 weeks has someone said to you, Ali, how are you? But rather than settle for you going, I'm okay, they've gone, no, how are you really? And dug that little bit deeper. And generally, no one gets that little bit deeper. It's like, how you doing? All right, yeah, and they're off.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, that's a good enough answer. I don't need to care anymore. And I think if people take the time to maybe challenge that, I'm okay. Are you really okay? Or are you just saying that to kind of make me feel good? I think you might find that people go...
I'll be honest. I am actually asked that quite often, and I'll tell you why. Listen up, folks. I am part of a group of 6 coaches, and this week we're running a coaching summit that started on Monday with my day on relationships and redundancy presentations, right the way through till next Saturday. Diana is one of the coaches.
Hey, Diana.
And the six of us are not only presenting this to help everybody. It's not sales. There's no sales. It's literally content every day. Go find the coaching summit on Facebook and request to join. There's huge amounts of comments, freebies, giveaways, fantastic. Presentations, live sessions. I've got a live session at 1 o'clock with Aisha, who's a positivity and career development she's talking about, which is superb. But because we are in that group of 6, we maintain the relationship of checking in on each other all the time to see how
fantastic.
It's amazing.
And I think more people need that, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it's a time of self-reflection because of COVID. It's also a time of isolation and loneliness.
It is.
And like they say, a problem shared.
Exactly. And my talk on Monday, which you can get on YouTube or you can get through the coaching summit, was about relationship issues, but that contained 10 tips for surviving cabin fever when you are lonely. Yeah.
Let me out. No one knows this, but my wife has actually locked me in this room.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, so what happens is, like, twice a day she puts some food through the door, throws a new set of clothes in.
Yeah. So you see that positively. You've got somebody doing your washing, for you. You've got heating. You're in heaven.
No, she's not washing. She's running out of clothes now. I'm down to shorts next week. I apologise. Right. Is there anything that the followers, my group, anybody who's watching the replay, is there anything that we can do to help you, to support you, to help you on your journey?
To be honest, I have laid such a solid foundation for my business, and have people around me who provide me with so much already,
Yeah.
that I don't really need a lot of help. I just want to help other people. I want people to come to me.
Guys, she's not saying that really. What she means is she's going to put all the links in the comments, and what she
I'm
wants
gonna
you to
put
do
all
is
my
go and visit all of her
Come and
assets,
see me.
like the assets that you like, and share the assets with your network for people that you may think could
That's-
like it.
that's
That's
the
what
help that
she
I
meant to
need.
say. That's what she
Yeah.
meant to say.
That's the help that I need. Yeah, little bit of
Ali,
publicity.
you're so shy. Just stop it, man. Listen, guys, go and support Ali Bagley, support her journey, support the positivity that she brings to the world. People like this need to be supported because these are the ones who lift you, and they lift the ones you care for. And if you know anybody who needs Ali's help, whether it be writing, whether it just be someone to speak to, or whether they need to get in touch with some coaches, please get in touch with her. Ali, you've been a star.
Yes.
And you put a song on my wall.
Great fun. Loved it.
Was it Singing in the Rain?
I did Singing in the Rain. Singing in the Rain.
Excellent.
Yeah. And raindrops keep falling on my head.
I'm going to, I might do a rendition of some of those next week. So make sure you're not on Facebook to protect your eardrums. Right. Diana Richards, it's an amazing support group to help all those that need it. The Coaching Summit. Woo, woo. Ali helps so many people. Share the links, Ali. Honestly, she's your cheerleader. I don't know if you're paying her, but she is a cheerleader. Yeah, she's a really good cheerleader.
No.
Guys, thank you so much.
Brilliant.
They won't see the chat, so put it in the Facebook group.
Okay.
The video, yeah, because they won't.
I'll put it in.
They won't see
In the
chat.
Facebook when it comes up.
Yeah, on the video. Guys, thank you so much for
Technology
joining in
and
today. Really appreciate it. If you're watching this on replay, please put #replay so I can see who's watched it. Go and seek out Ali if you need that support. Go and seek her out anyway. She's a lovely lady. So
just come and have a chat.
Yeah, go and speak to her. Guys, if you need to catch up
I
with
like
any
to
of
talk.
us,
Can you tell?
she's my kindred spirit. We're gonna have a natter now off air where we can talk freely. Probably an hour, and but guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a very, very positive weekend, and I shall catch up with you all next Tuesday. I can't remember who I'm speaking to next Tuesday, but you'll know about it because you know what I'm like. I tell the world. Guys, thank you very much. See you all soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Ali, don't go anywhere.